Folks, I don't know if you've heard, but delinquencies on residential mortgages are up. And if you do it on a percentage basis, you could even say something like they're up 30%, which again, when you use small numbers, the percentages seem kind of scary. But what I thought I should do with someone who went through the last cycle as I did, I thought we should jump in our time machine and just remember what actually happened last time, because there are some doomers out there talking about this delinquency spike being the second coming of the Great Recession and a Category 5 hurricane is amongst us. That makes for great videos, I guess, but I'm not sure it is reality. Anna, we went through the GFC last time. We saw it up close and personal. It was painful and frankly something I never hope to experience again. Right. The level of pain and suffering that I saw around me was next level. Right. And it was years in the making. And I think a lot of people talk about the crash as a moment. It was not a moment. It was years and years in the making, and then years and years to resolve. So when you think about delinquencies spiking and you kind of put your old GFC experience on, my memory says it started in subprime, but there was a lot of contagion after that. But what do you remember about, the beginning of the pain last time?
Sure. A great question, because I've learned so much from what I didn't know at the time that really, caused us a lot of pain because we were not prepared. But at the time, I remember, real estate kind of peaked in 2006, but you never know when the peak is till you look back in hindsight. Yeah. You can tell we got close, or we were close to a recession, or there were recessionary conditions, but until it's declared and you go, wait a second, here's the formal peak and here was the formal recession. There were 2 to 3 years between those points, and many things happened very, very, very slowly in that 2 to 3 years. When we look back at the GFC and we see real estate actually peaked in 2006, people were still buying as if it was the peak in 2007. I know I was, right? People were still borrowing money. I bought a building in 2007, 100% financing. The lender gave me 90% and let me open a credit card to put the other 10% on. That's the kind of financing that was there, despite the fact that we had just crossed a peak. We got SBA loans to start new businesses. And so I thought the economy was doing great. And although there were some news articles looking back that said, hey, there's a warning here, we need to be careful of this. Real estate's hitting a peak, values are unsustainable. Like, there were warning signs, but people kind of ignored them because things kept floating along in the economy for a while. And I see some of those same things now, Michael, is that because there's been all these warnings, like you and I have been warning for over a year and a half now, like pain is coming. We need to prepare for a recession. We need to prepare for hyperinflation and the Fed having to raise rates. It's been a slow churn, and the market's still going up. Things are so disconnected from fundamentals that people have hope that everything's going to be fine and we're just going to have this soft landing and the Fed is going to win and there's no pain. I think the risk of that is thinking that because the pain didn't happen quickly and deep, that no more pain is coming. And that's what happened in 2007 and early 2008, is that people just thought the economy's strong enough to weather some of these, problems. And all of a sudden, it seemed like suddenly the week that Bear Stearns and Washington Mutual and AIG went under was the first time, and this was early 2009, that I realized, whoa, we really have a problem. But if you go back and you put your hat on and look backwards, you see that the problem was 2.5 to 3 years in the making. So that is, I think, at a high level, what I would say about today.